Well, when you're violated, when somebody has done something to you, everything within you rebels. Everything within you says, but this is not right. He or she, they ought to pay for that. They have wronged me. And I think this sense of being wronged, we can see that from very early on, is very much present in our psyche. We react to a wrong committed by wanting somehow to right it. And the way we right it is often by revenge. The way we right it is often by pressing the claims of justice. It's just if somebody borrows from you $10, you want to return your $10, right? That's kind of a balancing of scales. And I think that impulse is very strong within us. And especially when you lose something that is so dear to you and that there is absolutely no way in which you can make up for that loss, then it's difficult to let go. Then it's difficult to be compassionate toward the person who has wronged you. Then it's difficult not to let that deed count against that person. Then it's difficult to show generosity to a person.
Justice is very important. Again, one of Almighty God's attribute is al-adl, al-muqsid, the one who is just, and muqsid who make fair. Okay. As human beings, we should be fair to each other, and definitely the one who have been oppressed, he deserves justice. She deserves that justice. That's what I say, that justice is a collective responsibility. It is a social responsibility. It is a community responsibility. It is we as human beings, we should see the one who have been wronged and to comfort him and to deliver justice to him.
Forgiveness means nothing because the law from the divine is the law of justice. And we learned that Allah wants justice and Allah wants mercy and forgiveness.
Justice is so imperfect. What is justice? Putting the person in prison and not rehabilitating them? If my forgiveness depended on that person being completely transformed so they would never hurt anyone again, there would be no justice. So I could say, well, justice would be that we would try to train people to be better parents, but that's going to take years. So forgiveness has to be now. We have to work on it now. Through the cleansing and purifying of our own mind, our own anger, our own distress, at the imperfectness of the world.
We should not demand justice. If justice is done, is well and good. But our forgiveness should surpass this demand for justice. Forgiveness is something far superior. It is coupled with love. So love embraces everything.
In Jewish tradition, we think not. There has to be, an attempt at some kind of establishment of justice between both parties. Justice is it's a challenge because how do you fix the past? What kind of compensation can you offer for what kind of hurt? It's not an easy thing, but if there is room for some kind of compensation and some kind of shift and some kind of act of justice, it's absolutely necessary for the process of true forgiveness to be whole.
You can forgive and go home. It's finished, but it's not. It is not love. It is just to be finished with one story, and after I'm free. But I have no relationship with people that hurt me. So I think the forgiveness and the love to come from forgiveness to love, we need justice and apologize and reparation too.
If someone commits a wrong towards me, I should not cease to love that person. I should not hesitate also to forgive that person. But at the same time, especially when it involves my group or my community, if that group or that community has been oppressed, and if it's not been given what is fair to it, I think it is appropriate to make a demand for justice. I don't think that one should be so naive that one does not insist on the importance and the significance of justice.
Totally oppose their wrongdoing, but without anger, without hatred. I think if anger towards action is okay, not towards the person. If you keep anger, negative sort of attitude, then that creates their negative attitude towards you, then remain longer. If you practice on a higher level forgiveness, then without losing respect, without losing compassion, then there is much chance to transform that person's attitude towards you.